My name is Andy Reynolds. I'm 29 years old, and I built the Greenbrier compound, one of the most fortified compounds in United States history. Built to house and protect hundreds of people during some of the worst possible case scenarios, such as the one we find ourselves in today. Dire situations like the pandemic call for someone like me. Before this pandemic, I was a carpenter and fabricator skilled in the trade of making dreams come to life. I didn't just throw up walls, I created industrial living quarters. I've worked alongside the U.S. Army, but one thing I can tell you about them is that they create cells. They don't create living quarters. And my job in the compound would be to change that or work alongside with the Army to take what they've designed and transform it into something away from the apocalyptic style to something that actually feels like home. I should be chosen for this vaccination, 1, because of my construction experience, 2, because of my planning abilities, and 3, because of some of the tools I have access to, some of which have never even been touched by the U.S. Army. One of the tools I've created is called the planner. Let me find that. Here it goes. So the planner is a idea producer, or not idea producer, but it makes blueprints of the ideas you come up with. So this planner will give you the exact measurements you'll need, and it'll give you as well as the materials you'll need to make this product. And what this do for the compound is it allows to construct ideas. Maybe we need a farming facility. Well, the tasker can make that come to life. A compound is only as strong as those maintaining, is what I like to say. Time after time again, I've seen million-dollar buildings been thrown up, but they always fall and crumble just because nobody's there to maintain it. Without someone who understands construction at my level, this compound will not thrive. It will slowly fall apart, and when it does, it'd be catastrophic. I've worked with thousands of people throughout my career, and the only reason I'm good at what I do is because I'm compassionate. Understanding the people around me and being a man enough to admit that I'm wrong is the personality that environments thrive on. Because without this, I mean, you create a hostile environment, communication falls apart, and communities break. And the willingness for people to help one another just falls dramatically, which is the exact opposite of what a environment or a compound should be thriving to go for. A compound is also made up by the people. What I mean by this is its environment. In times like these, stress without a doubt rises drastically, and what I have to offer for that is Bert and Tyrone. These animals aren't affected by the pandemic, and it makes them a really great resource for calming the nerves, both being professionally trained as emotionally compassionate animals. Animals are able to calm humans at a rate of 65%, making them not an essential resource, but without a doubt a helpful and easy to maintain one. These dogs are German short-haired pointers. They're skilled in hunting, and it makes it easy for them to be maintained as they can just go out and catch their food themselves. And it just without a doubt would be not a hassle, and they give more than take. But what about after this pandemic is a question that may arise, and what I have for that is, first, we'd need to establish security. This means having a secure compound. And then 2 would be create renewable food and water resources, implementing ideas like wells, also farms. 3 would be rebuilding our infrastructure, introducing renewable resources such as windmills and also electricity lines. 4 would be to establish our own skills. This would be medics and cooks, create stations like hospitals and cafeterias. 5 would be connect with other survivors via radio waves. And once we've done these main 5, I think we can proceed with the sanitization of the place we once called home, like big buildings and also roads. This isn't just a in-case plan. It's well structured, and it's carefully predicted what will happen. Many people can argue that my skills are too bland, and maybe they don't benefit as much as someone educated in medicine. But I'd argue the complex understanding of construction is just as essential for survival as any other skill or profession, I'd argue. I'd even argue it's even more important due to the fact I develop and design and collaborate to advance an even more secure compound. The Army had planned to make the walls that be surrounding the compound out of wood. I definitely argue that isn't lasting, and it would not be the best to keep out those infected by the pandemic. I'd argue that something like steel and concrete would be best. With the ideas they have implemented, we'd definitely be at threat to be breached by those not receiving the vaccination, like I said before. That's why a designer or specialist in the area of construction would be necessary for dire times like these. as it's truly a decision between security and death. I should be chosen for this vaccination because of my construction skills, my tool access, and my planning skills. Thank you guys for considering me. Remember, think about tomorrow, not just what can be fixed today. And let me work for you all so we build not only a lasting livable compound, but a community.